Have you fallen into the operations trap? Why some landlords grow and while some don't. Today on the Landlord Coach Daily Show, let's get it started.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0, ignition, liftoff.
Good early evening to those of you who are watching this show live. Good early evening to you all. My name is Mark Dolfini, Landlord Coach. I hope you are having an amazing day. I had a great day. It was an awesome day. Went and picked up the boys and dropped off the oldest one at his girlfriend's house, and the youngest we just fat hounded on some KFC. So of course I feel like I want to die, but we're going to go and to a trampoline park and work it all off. And probably I'll be dry heaving in the corner. But, you know, it's all good times, all good memories. So today we are talking about falling into the operations trap. Are you a landlord that's fallen into the operations trap? We're going to talk about that here in just a second. Before I do, today I want to what I'm going to be talking about is directly hand in glove to the course, the landlordcoach.com/VIP. Go check that out, and this will answer a lot of those questions for you. But today we're going to talk about, right now we're going to be talking about have you fallen into the operations trap? Now, a lot of individual investors, especially self-managing rental housing providers, sounds so fancy when I say it that way, right? You know, not landlords, but self-managing rental housing providers. How about that? So if you are a schmo, self-managing Schmo. We'll go with that. Anyway, if you're a self-managing rental housing provider, many of you, and I will say incorrectly, think that it's only financing that's holding you back. That's the only thing that's holding you back. And I would probably disagree with you, because if that's the only thing that's holding you back, then you're not either being creative enough, because I was able to grow a portfolio many times over what I should have had, because I started out operationally. I wasn't operationally bound. I had bandwidth, which enabled me to continue to accumulate properties. The unfortunate thing is I grew to a point where I was way overextended, not just in money, but in time. There was no way I could get to all the work. There was no way I could get to all of the individual things that I needed to handle. And as a result, it all kind of fell under its own weight. That was back in, I grew that up through 2008, 2009. So I would argue that it's not only financing that's holding many of you back if you're having trouble growing. So, and again, there's many types of deals that you can get into that don't require traditional bank financing if that's what you're looking for. I mean, you can definitely acquire properties in non-traditional means. That's probably how I grew 2/3 of my portfolio when I had 92 rental units. You know, when I had that pre-2008, that portfolio I grew very organically. I didn't use traditional bank financing because, quite frankly, number one, it was too expensive, and number two, it was just hard to get after a certain point. It was just difficult. But the other thing was, I also wasn't underwriting these properties particularly well. I wasn't looking at them correctly. And as a result, here's something that I noticed when I was writing some ad copy the other day, and it kind of made me realize what this problem is all about. Now, follow me here for just a second. So if you're a brand new landlord, let's say that you're a brand new landlord, you hang out around other landlords. That's probably where you get most of your advice from. About a third, actually statistically, about a third of most of the information that comes to landlords comes from other landlords or property managers, but other people who are doing the same thing. So in the early days, you may not have had a clue what you were doing. So maybe you're watching some videos, maybe you buy a course or two, you're buying a book or two, and you have a problem, so you go and search for a solution. You need an application, so you go get an application. You need a lease, so you go download a lease from the internet. Whatever the problem is, you look for a solution for that problem. Okay. And that's very natural. It's, many entrepreneurs do that. And I'm not suggesting that that is wrong, but that's how you start out, and that's how you stay. That's how you get stuck. That is how you create a job for yourself, because you're looking for the answer to the task and you just go find the answer. And that process, that cycle never ends. And that's something that I noticed with what I was doing. And you may have heard this phrase before, and it's one that I very much dial into. The what got you to where you are is not what's going to get you to the next level. What got you here isn't going to be what gets you there, what gets you to the next level. So when I was growing my portfolio, again, I was dealing with all these tactics, right? I was trying to learn all these tactics. And it was Sun Tzu that was been accredited to saying that tactics before strategy is the noise before defeat. And I think there's a lot of wisdom in that. Now, I've studied Sun Tzu, and I'd actually never seen in any of his books or literature where he actually said that, but he's been attributed to saying it. And it certainly sounds like something he would say. So if that's the case, then it would make a lot of sense. Tactics before strategy is the noise before defeat. If you're focusing on tactics all the time, and you're never being very strategic with your thinking, you're never being very strategic with your business, you're always chasing the answer to that problem that's in front of you. You're never actually building and creating a business. You're never creating a system to answer the problems. You're just answering the next problem and dealing with the next fire that pops up, and you put that fire out, and then another fire pops up, right? You're like, the kid sticking his finger in the dike trying to keep the dam from breaking. So that's the problem, is you create this job for yourself where you are the only one who knows the answers to all the problems, because you've been doing it for so long, and it's really hard to extricate yourself from that. Again, ask me how I know. And in my particular case, it was definitely a God thing, because I probably would have worked myself to death had, my 2/3 of my portfolio just imploded under its own weight back in 2008 and 2009. So that's kind of the problem. So you learn as a landlord, as a self-managing landlord, you're learning as as the type of person that, you're going to read the books, you're going to be looking at all the things where you're getting you're getting information from, right? So a lot of the books, as a result, are very tactically driven. They're very tactically based. How to do this, how to get your tenants to pay on time, how to screen your tenants, how to answer the most pressing problems. Now, if I was more interested in selling books, then that's what I would focus on. I wouldn't be worried about, trying to, create a book that be more strategic. And that's what the Time Wealthy Investor 2.0 is. It's a strategic approach to handling problems. Now, I'm not here to plug the book. If you want to get the book, you can get it on Amazon. But what I'm suggesting is that if you are interested in more strategic approach, then consider the VIP method, which is what's in that book. I'll talk about that here real quick. The VIP method is simply vision, infrastructure, process. So vision is about specifically where you want to go. What are you trying to accomplish with your rental properties? So you might be thinking, well, I want more money. Okay, so more money is $1 a month, $10 a month, $100 a month. What do you want more of? And I would really pressure you to coming up with a very specific answer, because the more specific you can get, the easier it is to actually reach that goal, to actually reach that vision. And, this is something that I have worked through with several coaching clients. And the more specific they can be, the faster they can start seeing ways to reach their goals, right? That's just something that I've noticed. But it's something I've also noticed within me. So the vision piece and the vision infrastructure process method is really about where you want to go. The next piece is infrastructure. And the infrastructure is about the bones of the business, right? The infrastructure is specifically, so you've got to crafted a vision for where you want to go. The infrastructure is basically the bones of the business: the desks, the chairs, the software, the software systems, the computers, all these different things. If you have a Dropbox, if you have a physical location, that would be infrastructure. But it's also the asset class selection, right? Are you interested in single family dwellings, or are you interested in parking garages? Are you interested in self-storage units? Whatever the asset class selection is, That's part of your infrastructure. Okay. That piece I did not write about in the book, but I talked about it in the course, which I'll mention again here at the end. But the last piece is the process. And the process is what I refer to as the landlord cycle. Now, let me see if I've got this here on the page. Yes, I do actually. So this is the landlord cycle here, right here. Okay. Landlord cycle is the process. So you've got your vision, your infrastructure, and your process. That's the VIP method. Now, the process part is specifically how you do stuff. And what the landlord cycle refers to is going from day 0 to day 365. Okay. This is the more tactical stuff. But notice we started with your vision first. Your vision, what you're trying to accomplish, then infrastructure, build the bones of the business. Now you get into the tactical stuff, which is, your vacancy checklists, all your tactical how to do stuff, right? That all runs on your infrastructure that you built, that all stays in alignment with your vision for the future, right? So why does it go in that order? Why VIP? Why? It's because it works out like it sounds like very important something? No, vision has to come first. The reason vision is first is it's very strategic. We want to figure out where we want to go first. So when you build your infrastructure, you're building it with a mind towards what you're trying to accomplish at the end. So if you have a vision to lay on the beach rubbing cocoa butter on your belly, that's fantastic. But if your infrastructure is built to where you need to return emails and phone calls in a timely manner, if you want to sit on the beach rubbing cocoa butter on your belly, that's going to suck for you because you're going to be getting a bunch of emails and phone calls that you have to respond to if that's how you set up your infrastructure. Well, why, if you're going to sit on the beach rubbing cocoa butter on your belly, why would you want to work? Right? Like that would be terrible. I don't want to work from the beach. I want to do nothing while I'm on the beach. Right? It sounds cool and like, I don't know, maybe radio ads like, wouldn't you like to work from the beach? No, I'd want to do anything. I mean, at least maybe that's your vision. I'm not going to criticize it if it is, but good God, man, if I'm going to be present with my friends and family, and they're out playing beach volleyball, I don't want to have to sit there and take phone calls and, take time away from my sons and my bride and, and everything else. Right. That's why it follows that VIP, that the syntax of this matters. The order of this matters. So that's the VIP method. Okay. So in this particular case, for those of you who are interested in growing your portfolio, you have to get the operational stuff right first because you can get very operationally bound. Okay. And you're so soaked into the operations, you'll get to a certain number, and whatever that number that is, it's different for everybody. But whatever that number is, you'll get to 10 or 20 or 15 or, however many units. And all of a sudden you're handling so much of the operational stuff that you're no longer able to go out and find the good deals. And you don't have the time to do that because there's only a certain amount of time and bandwidth and everything else during the day. So that's why many landlords become stymied. They're stymieing their own growth, and they get limited in their growth because they become operationally bound. Okay. So if you want to keep from getting operationally bound, what I would recommend, just check out this course. It's a video course. I'm not going to, go into all the descriptions now. You can, you go to this site. And there's a video there that can tell you about it and how to get it if it's something you're interested in. If you're not, I promise my feelings aren't hurt. That's no big deal. Before we sign off today, I of course want to just plug if you're looking for property management software, Rent-A-Ware is a fantastic software that many people are going to, and it's designed for the self-managing landlord in mind. So go ahead, just check that out on rentaware.com. Let's go ahead and finish this up with a quote of the day. I can't say it any better than Stephen Covey, and I think this is so appropriate given what the topic of what we're talking about today. And that's success habit number 2, which is from the 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. Begin with the end in mind. That, of course, is success habit number 2. So I'm getting off camera. I'm getting eyeballs from Logan because we are getting ready to go to the trampoline park. And so here we are. You want to come say hello? All right, come say hello. He's here he is. Up. He's standing in front of the green screen. So anyway, that's Logan making his debut appearance. All right, everybody, that's all I have for today. Let's see about who is on there. Oh, hey, There is Kathleen and Paul. Good to see you. Hello. And there is my bride, Jennifer Dolfini. Hey, sweetheart. It's good to see you. All right. Well, thank you for joining me today in the Landlord Coach Daily-ish show. I am going to be out of town for a couple of days, so I'm going to do my best to do a quick show if I can. If not, I will see you next week. But otherwise, please be sure to place a value on your free time, because if you don't, someone else will. But most important, there is no amount of money that will make time irrelevant. Have an awesome rest of your day, and I will see you next time. Take good care.